Yes, it's SCTV, beaming its 2 cents worth across the nation. Starring Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, Andrea Martin, and Martin Short. Television as you've never seen it before. This is SCTV.
What a downer. Organ music. Do it to you every time. Only kind of organ I like belongs to Tom Selleck. Hello. I'm Edith Prickly, station manager here at SCTV. I was just playing this little thing to emphasize a subject I wanted to talk to you about today. Depression. Or I'm bummed out so bad because there's nothing worth living for. I'm sick and tired of hearing those words around here. Oh, I know what you're thinking. She thinks she's some kind of guru, huh? Some high priestess of the Himalayas? No, at the end of the show, you don't have to send me $2. I'm just your average layperson. As far as Mr. Prickly's concerned, that's all I'm good for. I'm just here to tell you, though, that everybody's got problems. Even your so-called celebrities. Let me give you a perfect example. Come here, Simon. It's no secret at all that the Prime Minister of Canada, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and I have dated in the past. In fact, just a couple of months ago, for a plate of sushi, he confided in me that he was depressed. He wanted to do something about peace. I said, well, if Streisand's getting you down, start dating someone else. He said, no, I'm talking about world peace. I said, stop crying in your sake and think positive. Put something down on paper. All of a sudden, he's out the door, leaves me with a bill. Next time I see him, he's on television with some Yugoslavian hotshot talking about nuclear disarmament. The point is, you can't ever give up on life. Oh, I know what you're thinking now. Who the hell is she to give us a lecture on being positive? She's got everything. Looks, pizzazz, style, flair, personality. What's she got to beef about? Well, let me tell you something. Life wasn't always a bed of roses for me until I changed my outlook. I'm gonna show you an old home movie my husband Ken Prickly made a few years ago. I never thought I'd have the guts to show it to anybody. But if this old home movie can in any small way be an inspiration, I can withstand the embarrassment. Talk about depression. Woo! Roll the film. Barney, would you roll the film, dear? The show's moving slowly enough as it is. Get away, Ken. Nobody wants to see a movie of me. Go on. Don't waste your time around here. I'm no good. What the hell are you doing? You're not making Gone with the Wind. Or making Gone with Prickly. What the hell was that? Whew. Geez, talk about depression. What a downer. That film makes a deer hunter look like Abbott and Costello meet the mummy. All right. Why am I taking your valuable time here? What's the great underlying message I'm trying to get across? It's simple. You got one life to live. Make the most of it. Don't let yourself get down. Unless you're going to do something worthwhile once you're down there. Okay, Prickly said her piece. Let's bring on my girls of Prickettes and let's start that programming day. You got to accentuate the positive. Eliminate the negative. And let's chance at the affirmative. But don't mess with this or in between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum. Bring glow down to the minimum. Have faith, a pandemonium, a libel to walk upon the scene. You got to, the positive, eliminate tweet.
No, no, no. Red George, bring it down. Bring the groove around here.
These girls have more soul than Lake Michigan. See you later.
Accentuating the positive. This is SCTV. Returning to SCTV, it's Murray's File.
Boy, am I glad you jerks are on the show. Now, I caught Headline Challenge for the first time last week, and I was appalled at what a boring, awful show it is.
And if selected,
Then it's Dialing for Dollars with your host, Earl Cannonbear.
our cash jackpot stands at $15. That's cash. And all you have to do to win is know the name of the movie.
Murray's File. Dialing for Dollars. 2 award-winning series coming this spring to SCTV.
To me, being a woman is many things. It's laughing and exploring life. Making mistakes instead of playing it safe. I want to do everything with a passion. That's how I feel about my life. And that's how I feel about my bath oil. For generations, Italians have been using olive oil as a natural skin softener. That's why I'm introducing Sophia bath oil. 100% olive oil from southern Italy, where the oil is good and thick. Sophia, when passion means more than just having a bath. Sophia, the man in your life will love you for it.
Sophia!
Sophia, bathe in it with passion. Sophia, it's good oil.
Had an old dog, and Rover was his name. Had an old dog.
Hailed by some as the greatest folk group in America, the voices of protest that guided us through the turbulent 60s now make a triumphant return in an inspiring 2-record LP. Yes, the Ramblers are back.
Rover, Rover, Rover. I'm going down with the ship to the bottom of the sea. Going down with the ship just to see what I can see. I'm going down with the ship to the bottom of the sea.
Yes, the social conscience of the 60s are back at a time when the world needs them the most.
Ricky Tippy Tin, Ricky Tippy Tin, Ricky Tippy Tin. Ricky Tippy Tin, Ricky Tippy Tin, Ricky Tippy Too.
You know, when K-Tel Records asked us to come back and record our greatest hits, our first response was great. We could use the cash. But then we thought that what with nuclear war looming over our heads now, as it was in the 60s, that our songs must be heard again. Our voices must rise above the din in the hopes that one day we might have peace. And so, the Ramblers are back. Yes, the Ramblers are back! The folk group that became legends in their own time are now back by popular demand, singing the songs of truth and echoing the cause of peace.
In 1848, a man called Jimmy Joe went out riding to rob a bank. They shot him before he knowed.
Jimmy Joe, lying in a grave, probably real cold. Jimmy Joe, they shot him before he knowed. Bottle of wine sitting on my doorstep, think I'll have a slug or two.
Yes, the Ramblers are back, carrying the torch of protest into the 80s. It's the Ramblers' greatest hits, including Cliff the Magic Squirrel.
Cliff carried nuts in his mouth in the tree every day of his life.
once-in-a-lifetime offer.
Well, this great big world.
It's got its problems
It's up to us.
To try and solve 'em.
Bottle of wine sitting on my doorstep. Got a lot of drinking to do. Bottle of wine sitting on my doorstep. Got a lot of thinking. Got a lot of drinking. I'm thinking and a drinking to do.
It's the Ramblers' greatest hits. Record $25.95. Tape or cassette $29.95.
SCTV News preempts regular programming in order to bring you the following special reports.
Last week, I was in Neiman Marcus shopping for, I don't remember what, when suddenly two teenage punkers slammed past me, almost knocking me to the floor, without apparent caring of who I was, where they were, or what the hell was going on. And at first, I was really freaked. It was weird. But then I got thinking about the youth of today and whether or not they really care. And that's the subject of our special report tonight. Good evening, I'm Troy Soren.
And I'm Joel Wise.
James Dean, rebel without a cause. The story of a youth who just couldn't hack what society dumped on him.
Ward Beatty in Splendor in the Grass, a personification of a social conscience and a general awareness of the society in which he lived.
And some say Natalie Wood's finest performance.
Oliver Sholem.
Tony Bell, come blow your horn. He was out of his mind with anger. These films of rebellion all but showed us youth determined to question the whys of what were being laid on them by father.
They didn't storm into Neiman Marcus and half-kill someone.
Exactly.
They were teenagers who had become aware.
For us teenagers, 20-some-odd years ago, these movie heroes were actually role models that we aspired to. As young people, we were saying, hey, there's something off-center here, and we got involved to help right the wrongs of society's ills.
And for some of us, social pressures made it particularly difficult to get involved. But we did.
At any rate, where are the kids at today where they weren't at yesterday? Today, they seem indifferent to the world. I don't know whether it's the economy or boredom, but they just seem not to care. It's almost as if they're not into it.
And why? In other words, how are things different? Is it the political climate today? Is it the constant threat of nuclear holocaust that causes the youth to want to retreat into themselves? As a backdrop, the world was no different 20 years ago. There were threats. We had threats. We had the Cold War. We had the Cuban Missile Crisis. I was definitely heavier. It was psychologically a very difficult time for some of us.
But still, we remained involved. We fought to have a voice. I mean, I remember during the Cuban Missile Crisis sitting down and writing President Kennedy and saying, hey, bravo, sir, bravo. Today, I'm not hearing that voice. I mean, it may be out there somewhere, but I ain't hearing it.
And that's what Troy and I have essentially set out to do in this 60 Minutes kind of report. To find the elusive voice of today's youth. To find out whether they give a damn or what.
You know, it's weird. You kids are all so clean-cut looking. But when we were kids, we had a look of rebellion to the status quo at that time. Like, I had hair. Well, shoulder length.
We rapped with some of the students at Mellonville Pre-Collegiate Institute, randomly selected for this program.
I mean, what's the point? The whole world's gonna blow up anyway.
Interesting.
But that's where you're so wrong. Because only by getting involved en masse will your voice be heard to potentially influence the powers that be. I mean, I have a friend who went to Woodstock Nation in the 60s. Kevin. And he said he experienced for the first time a real sense of harmony, a real feeling of oneness, that he really had quite a wonderful time. Swimming was terrific.
Is there a sense of confusion about who you are as young people in the 80s?
Yeah, I'm confused. Whether I'll have a job or not when I get out of high school, where I'm headed. I've talked to the guidance counselor, but that guy's right out to lunch.
I really can't put my finger on it. I mean, today, these kids, well, I can't get a handle on what's troubling them. I don't know what makes them tick. You know, there are times when I feel as if I am banging my head against a brick wall. Splat.
Larry Preston is the guidance counselor at Mellonville Pre-Collegiate Institute.
You know what I mean? You know, before I got into this racket, I was a kind of song and dance man. Oh, yeah. There were a few of us back then. Bobby Morse, Donnie O'Connor. And I knew what I wanted. I just wanted those footlights and a good tune. Could it be? Yes, it could. Something's coming, something good. Coming my way. Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. And if the kids today had the same kind of zest for whatever it is they want to do, I would be out of a job, let me tell you.
Floyd Robertson co-anchors the SCTV News. From his perspective as a newsman, where does he see the youth of today fitting into the turbulent world around them? Does he think they give a damn?
Or what?
I wish I knew. I mean, I wish to God I knew. But I don't. I don't. I mean, I've got a nephew. And nephew is about 18. And he doesn't give out much. You know, it's funny how you can spend a whole lifetime reporting the news, but still not be able to figure out what makes a young man's mind tick. It's amazing.
What you learn in here does nothing to prepare you for what's out there.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. I mean, we don't even have a current events course in this school.
If they think they can do a better job, then let them run the school.
Luigi Di Spilatro is the principal of Mellonville High.
I tell them, if you work hard and don't spend so much time fooling around, and you'll be okay. If they have trouble, they should go and see the guidance counselor. That's why we got him.
But I at least gotta try. Words and music by Julie Stein and the great Stephen Sondheim. What they were trying to say was things may not be peachy keen, but you gotta give it your best shot.
And is that your advice to the youth of the 80s?
I guess it is. Something like that anyway.
My advice to the youth of the 80s? Don't get stuck in a rut. The way I did for the last 25 years. Oh, I had ideals. I had big ideals. Huge ideals. I lost them. Just like that. Gone. I got married too young. Way too young. But, like they say, when you dip the stick, you gotta pay for the oil.
What are you young people really trying to say?
If anything at all.
Exactly.
So what did they say? That they can run the school better? I'd like to see that. They kind of do what I do. No way.
If this is a bad time, Mr. Robertson, we can always just wrap things up.
It's easy. Oh, so easy to ask the questions. You know, when you're the one asking the questions. It's not so easy when somebody else asks you the questions. Like I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions now, huh? And the first question I have is, are you two home?
We thank Mr. Robertson for his participation. I guess only history will tell whether the youth of the 80s had an impact on their times.
Mm-hmm. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, Joel, how would you rate the youth of today?
I give them a 7, Troy. I think they're holding up remarkably well, considering that is one bad high school.
And I gave them a 3. I mean, I still can't shake that instant Neiman Marcus, sorry.
Next week, we'll be back with our regular format, the Soren Weiss Report. Until then, good night.
And Godspeed. just, where did he have the ball?
Still beaming its 2 cents worth. This is SCTV.
To me, being a woman is many things. It's laughing and exploring life. Making mistakes instead of playing it safe. I want to do everything with a passion. That's how I feel about my life. And that's how I feel about my meatballs. That's why I've opened my new chain of fast food restaurants. Sophia's Meatball Hut.
Hello.
What is your passion?
Give me a double meatball sandwich with provolone.
Would you like Sophia's sauce with that?
I don't like this stuff.
When you care about your life as much as I do, then you care about the food you eat when you're in the heli. You just ask the man in your life. He will love you for it. Hey, Stugats!
That's all right. Sophia don't sell just the perfume and the better oil no more. She's a branch out. Branch out good. Wait till you see the next commercial. She's gonna do something. Hey!
Sophia's, when passion means more than just loving, and loving means more than just... It means more than just... how you say... Sophia's, when meatballs are your passion, 24 hours a day!
And now, it's time for Happy Hour with your host, Happy Marsden, and Sammy the Goose, and Mike Short.
Hi, kids. It's time for another happy hour, and I'm real glad you could be with us. What's that, Sammy? Yeah, Sammy says he's real happy, too. And I know Mike the bartender's real excited. You know why? Because not only are we going to see another great episode of Six Gun Justice, but you know what day it is? Sammy knows what day it is. That's right, it's Jobs Day. You know what that is, kids? It's when you grow up and you have to get a job. But first, I know it's a very special day for some of you kids out there, so why don't we get that out of the way and run the birthday wishes? What's that? Oh, happy birthday. Mike, can you hit me again here? What? Oh, Sammy says he can't wait to see episode... the next part of Six Gun Justice, and neither can I. Mike?
You all right, Maggie?
I'm all right. Just a little shaken up.
Cheap laughs?
I've never felt that. Oh! Better!
Oh, cheap laughs.
The way I figure it, the shock of that explosion must have loosened our ropes.
And opened up this old cave, the other secret entrance to Daddy's mine.
Don't forget, it's your mine, too, Miss Butterfield, except those varmints stole it from you.
Yeah, and enough radium to power the entire Axis war machine. Maggie, you head back to the ranch. Cheap Laughs and I have to get word to the U.S. Marshal.
Okay, partner.
We'd better saddle up. We're wasting time.
You betcha.
Well, that's the last of it, boss.
Yeah, good work, Blackie. After we sell this radium to Tojo, we're gonna be real wealthy like.
What's that?
Huh. It's that nosy Butterfield dame. I thought we put enough explosives in that mine to blow them from here to Tokyo.
I guess they're not that easy to kill, are they, boss?
Ah, shut up. Let's jump her. Welcome to your former ranch, Miss Butterfield. Now, where are those yellow-belly friends of yours?
You'll learn nothing from me, you traitor.
Yeah? Well, we have ways of making you tough. Well, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, Miss Butterfield. Blackie, turn her loose. Good punch, boss. Yeah, real accurate like.
This grub ain't as good as the kind Miss Butterfield makes. What a day! First Miss Butterfield loses her ranch, then they steal her radium. Now we're losing the war, and even the grub ain't good. Sometimes I feel as low as a snake's behind. Is that my stomach? That ain't my stomach.
This is bear country. That ought to scare him.
A bear? Now I feel even worse.
Well, my old daddy used to say, when a cowpoke's feeling blue, there's only one thing to do.
A song! That always makes me feel better, partner.
What's a cowboy to do when he's feeling sad and blue? He sings a happy song, but all who ride along the dusty trail.
The dusty trail!
The dusty trail.
The dusty trail!
With a pal by his side and a gal in his eye, he sings a happy song, but all who ride along the dusty trail.
The dusty trail!
The dusty trail.
Oh no! Engine!
You stay here, Chief Lance, and cover me. I'll sneak up behind them. Well, Running Deer, you and I have known each other for years. We both know Indians never attack at night. Who put you up to this?
Pale-face called Cantrell and Blackie. Them bad men. They give us firewater, get us plenty liquored up. They talk on singing wire to Great Yellow Chief.
Great Yellow Chief. Hold up. Where did this take place?
Great White Ranch.
Great White? Why, that's the Butterfield spread.
And that's exactly where Maggie is. I gotta get back. Chief Lax, you stay here and untie the Indians. Then take the canyon trail back to the ranch. With any luck, we should be there by daybreak. I'll meet you there.
Adios, amigo. Oh! 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 Gosh, oh, hemlock!
Boy, there was a lot of action this time, wasn't there, kids? But you wonder when Don Mills and Chief Flask got ambushed, how they got the Indians tied up so quick? Well, that's because when a film gets sold, sometimes it breaks and somebody has to fix it. And who does that job? the film editor. And that's our happy topic for today. Thanks, Eddie. See, these are all pictures, and they're stuck together, and it makes a film. And the film editor, he takes his splicing machine, and he takes the film here, and he puts it in the machine. And then he cuts it. Whoa. Looks like I got a boo-boo. Mike, get me a Band-Aid there. I'm bleeding. Oh, he's starting to ouch. Anything, Mike.
I'm looking already.
It's not stopping. I'll tell you what, kids. I think it's time for a commercial.
To me, being a woman is many things. It's laughing and exploring life. Making mistakes instead of playing it safe. I want to do everything with a passion. That's how I feel about my life.
And that's how I feel about my mufflers. At Sophia's muffler shop, no muff is too tough.
Now she's a branch out too far. It's no good. A sexy symbol like Sophia sell a muffler. You don't see that French girl, Catherine Deneuve, with grizzled hair face. Hey, what do you do? Hey, basta! What do you do to me, huh? Basta, cozy, basta!
Sophia's. When your passion for driving means more than just going around being noisy. I don't know. Maybe the man in my life is right. Maybe I did branch out too far. Why would I not be satisfied to be an actress? Get into business, get into trouble. Bad move, my part. Bad move.
I'm going back to Naples. I'd rather live through an earthquake than deal with this bozo.
Hi, kids. Welcome back. I'm having a good time. Are you? You know, I was just thinking. Do you think Don Mills kind of likes Miss Butterfield? Well, according to her book, a lot of people really liked her. Her real name is Vera Collins, and in the book, she talks about her life and how popular she was. In fact, one time, she bet she could like more football players than Clara Bow. Let's take a look at the pictures. Here's a picture of the football team. And this is her most recent picture. They accused her of taking things. I guess she was a kleptomaniac, too. Anyway, she lives in Buffalo, New York now, and I think she's great in Six Gun Justice, don't you? Just talking about her makes me want to watch the rest of this episode. Right, Mike? Right?
What's that? What's that, Tojo? Of course. We got the radium. Yes. And Tojo. Tojo, I can't hear you. There's a bear outside. Oh, the bear is gone, Tojo. Right. Don't worry about the Butterfield dame. We'll take care of her. We'll meet tonight? The submarine, the usual time? All right, Tojo. Sayonara.
Looks like you'll have to cancel that date with Tojo, Cantrell.
Same with you, Blackie.
Bills! Okay. Blackie, over here. Right, get some rope. Tie them up. Yes, boss.
How are we gonna get rid of them, boss?
Well, Blackie, I got a real sweet idea. Go get some honey.
Don't do something you regret, Cantrell.
All right, Blackie, get that honey and pour it all around them. Then run a trail to the door. I'll get the radium.
Now, you listen to me, Slade. You'll never get away with this.
Why not, Mills? Something tells me this is gonna look real accidental-like. All right, Blackie, let's vamoose.
Don, what do we do now?
Oh, don't worry, Maggie. We're in no danger. Heck, all they did was spill some honey on the floor. What's that gonna do, draw flies?
Yeah, flies. Why, they don't scare me none.
Yeah, but look where that honey leads to.
A bear!
Wow. A bear. Well, I guess you keep getting better and better. What's that, Sammy? Yeah, Sammy says the bear kind of threw him, too.
That's called happy.
Well, you know what that means. Out of time again, so from our gang, Sammy and Mike, adios. And...
Who are you talking to?
I ain't talking to nobody. Get out of here, Carmine.
You talking to a hooker? Huh? You got a hooker up here? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Harvey.
Harvey? Who the hell's Harvey?
He's an animal, a big rabbit. He's sitting right here, only you can't see him, Carmine.
I got a kid brother talking to an imaginary animal. You're throwing a funny fun.
And he could have been your friend, Carmine. Your friend. But you didn't want a friend like Harvey, did you? Did you?
SCTV presents a bold new experiment in television programming. The New York Actors Theater production of Harvey.
Get on that.